In MMA news, which I know nothing about.
Me either.
Not yet.
Everybody here heard of Alana McLaughlin?
McLaughlin.
McLaughlin?
But I can't wait to pass judgment.
I saw it.
All right, that's past judgment. She is a. Feel free to explain, Nick. Who is she?
Is that the transgender fighter?
She's a transgender MMA fighter who's fighting, I think, in the women's division of this promotion called Combate Americas. And she fought. What's the term for
Combate Global, I think.
global? What's the term for? Well, she's already transitioned, but was a cisgendered woman. Is that what you would say?
Transgender woman?
No, transgender woman, and then a natural. What do they call it? Natural born. Is that what you say?
Cisgender, I guess?
Cisgender, right? Is that the term?
No, bro, I literally don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know.
For the sake of it, without being offensive, let's just say
woman.
woman.
Fought a woman. Trans woman fought a regular woman, and there's a lot of controversy because there was all these old pictures of Alana before she transitioned, and she looked like White Bart.
White Bart.
You know what I'm like? She was.
And so what you mean by that is like
She was quite built. She was in the special forces.
She was. I think that's the key thing. She was special forces.
She was jacked,
Soft, fuckable lips.
dude. Okay. For real.
Yeah.
beautiful eyes.
Really nice. But
So she transitioned. She had I think she had like a 10-year transition, and
Started in 2010, yes.
she fought this French girl. I forgot her name.
So it was a Navy SEAL soldier.
or special forces
Special
army.
Special forces.
She transitioned, then started doing MMA.
Did she beat the living fuck out of the other chick?
I think this was the original look of him.
God.
And then
And she fought like a natural born
she
lady.
still has the tattoos.
She does. She does. So obviously,
All the
with the
tattoos are there.
transition, she lost a little bit of she lost a good amount of muscle mass, but she's still quite.
She fought Celine Provost.
Celine Provost. Celine Provost is from France.
At what weight class do you know?
I don't know. I don't know what the weight was, but they started fighting, and Celine was just piecing the shit out of Alana. Just way more skilled.
So technically, the other chick is better.
Technically, just
Okay.
way more, just way better. And the whole fight, Alana just like him, kind of just getting punched up like a Pez dispenser, and then you could tell she's just waiting up for that big right hand because she's not as skilled as Celine. Lands the big right. Eventually, she kept throwing it. Eventually lands, hits Celine, and she's just like, you can see her face. Like there's a moment when someone gets hit really hard and they're not expecting it. There's a look of like, oh shit, like this is different. This is nothing I've ever experienced before. That's the
it's like I'm
look.
getting hit by a man.
Some might
Still
argue.
got dudes in this arm.
Some might argue, and you know, a lot
Well,
of credit
you
to her.
would imagine because she's a female fighter, she's been hit in the face before.
Yeah.
Just positing.
No, definitely. And Alana, she just was way stronger, not as technical, not as good at all, I feel like. And she was able to win the fight. And she choked her out. And when you watch the fight, it is very interesting. It's a spectacle a little bit. But part of me, when I watched it, I felt like this is. I feel some type of way. Like I don't feel like this is not okay.
Did it feel like domestic abuse?
It felt like, look, Celine at the end of the day.
Did it feel that way though because you knew the context? Like, let's say you didn't know the story of it and you just came right into it and saw these two chicks fight. Would you still have felt that way?
Probably not.
Like the way
Actually, I don't know.
Cyborg handles women, right? She fucks them up. But is this different from fucking that?
It just seemed different because Cyborg is a skilled fighter. She's very good. She's also very physical. She's just good everywhere.
But she makes.
But this Alana lady, she's terrible. She's not very good, right?
It's just pure strength.
Yeah, and it just didn't feel right to me. I don't know why.
Because you don't think women are strong.
Exactly. I think women are weak. No, but
It's virtually impossible for this girl to be that
at
strong.
the same time, right? If I feel like if Celine fought another woman like in the same context, Celine would have won that fight easily. She would have just boom, 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 pieced her up, and the fight would have gone completely different. This is just my opinion, right?
So that's like not a strategy that people use where they just like kind of, you know,
That's
take
a
the
very, very
punches.
long game
Like,
strategy.
I don't know. Like, I don't
get
know.
born a
anything.
man and then you change.
No,
into-
not that one. The one where you take the punches and then you just kind of, you know, bank on your endurance a little bit. Like, is that something that other people do? Or
You
like,
can, but you know, it just didn't look if this one just looked different.
You mean like?
It just seemed like a
is it
different
like-
fight.
Is it like an unfair strength advantage?
To me, and with the context, obviously, of course, I'm feeling this way, right? But at the same time, it just didn't look like a fair fight. But at the same time, Celine, the French girl, she knew the conditions. She said, "Look, I want to fight this person."
signed the contract.
She signed a contract. It's her responsibility. She is the trained fighter. And at
That's
the
where I
end,
disagree with Joe Rogan, right? Because if two people want to get into a ring together, I don't care who the fuck they are. If they actually want to fight each other, go for it.
exactly, Celine is a true competitor. She was like, "I don't give a fuck. I want to see what happens if I fight this person." And she tested herself, and she came up short at the end.
Like when I was a kid, biggest fight I ever saw was Johnny Cage versus fucking Goro.
Yep.
Johnny Cage gets in there and he knows he's fighting a guy with way more fucking arms than him. Probably 7 times more arms than he has.
Does he have 6?
7 times.
Four.
Seven times, right? Yeah. So many fucking arms.
That was part tarantula.
But you know what? Johnny Cage ended up winning actually.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily, and they both went in there.
Cheap shot though.
Yeah.
It was a cheap shot.
The complicated part of
It's
it
all legal,
is
though.
in these fight organizations, because they are trying to fight the best. There's also there's a possibility that she didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like if you don't
Very
fight
true.
her, you're out of this federation. Like out of these like four
Like
people,
ducking too much?
These two people came up. Now in this bracket you have to fight. In this bracket now you have to fight. So yes, she did sign, and I think there
Yep.
is some sort of responsibility, but I also don't know how the organization is structured. So there's that. And then also we're also looking at it like present day. Let's say she's an extremely skilled fighter and we're able to look into the future, and she would have had an undefeated record had it not been this one, and this person had the benefits of being a hormonally a man. Then it's like, is she undefeated? I don't know. It just feels like a lot of things to like chew on.
It's a lot to unpack, right? Like when you're watching this, because there was another famous MMA fighter. Her name was Fallon Fox. She was a transgender.
The first MMA transgender.
Yeah,
fighter.
she actually fought one of our old teammates, and one of our old teammates was very good. She was very tough, and she beat the fuck out of her, dude. Fallon Fox beat the shit out of her. You know, so it is kind of crazy
So it
to
kinda
watch
hits
that.
home- hits
a
home
little
for
bit,
you.
like you watch
Yeah.
it, you're like, oh, but also at the same time, the girl that fought Fallon Fox, like she had no problem with it. She was like, I signed up for it, whatever. It is what it is. So you can't stop her from fighting if she's okay with fighting, then that's on her. But then Fallon Fox, like she was winning, she was beating people up, and then she got KO'd in one of her one of her last fights. And to my knowledge, I don't think she fought again after that. So she
Yeah,
lost.
she retired early.
She lost. So and then this Alana chick was like, oh, I want to carry on the legacy of Fallon Fox and fight. So a lot of people had some uncomfortable feelings about that too, because if she was fighting before she was transitioning, then that might be a different argument, right? But
Well,
now
they
that
just make it
she's
where
transitioned-
everybody can fight. Height, weight, age,
Hell yeah.
sign the
Let's go.
fuck up, and let's see the best of the best.
Because I'm sure there's gonna be some
Everybody.
women that are gonna be like, I'll take this fight every fucking day. I'll knock out Alana.
There's like 10 chicks that want to fight Jake Paul right now.
yeah, let's go.
Without changing sex or nothing. They're like, I'll fight him right now.
Amanda Nunes, one of them, dude. So yeah, I
I
mean,
got my
don't
money
know.
on Amanda.
I do too. So it is kind of crazy, but
So Alana ends up beating Celine in this fight with a rear naked choke victory. But after her successful MMA debut and her fight, she says she's been receiving death threats on social media.
that's crazy.
And obviously, there are not only people that feel a type of way regarding the transgender fight situation, but also people that are willing to voice it on social media or like talk about things. Different fighters included, you know what I mean? Like Sean O'Malley and stuff like that.
Very controversial.
It's public.
Why everybody on the internet got to do like death threats?
Everybody
Like,
does it, bro. It's crazy.
It's so late.
so dumb.
I'm gonna kill you. Like, come on, man. And how many
better pull
motherfuckers
up.
actually pulled it off?
Pull up, dude.
I'm gonna kill you.
But I think dude.
I don't know a single tuber, by the way, who hasn't gotten death threats.
Everyone.
Not
Even-
one.
Fucking yoga teachers get death threats, dude.
Well, they deserve them.
That's true.
For real, dude.
Get me too horny.
I also don't know what the fair thing to do is.
Yeah, there's no right answer. There's
Like,
no right
get
or
it,
wrong. I
people
think.
like they feel different, they want to change, but then and so you get that. But then also they still want to be able to do the sport that they love, and I understand that.
Yeah, definitely.
But then but then now like you fight in another league where everyone's like a biological female, you do have the advantages of being hormonally this. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. But then also, if you fight what you were previously hormonally, that's also like kind of tough.
And if you're a woman, you can't even take testosterone as a performance enhancing drug, and then you get disqualified.
Yeah.
Nope.
So it's like that's not fair.
There was this one sprinter that was biologically female, never took anything her whole life, and because her testosterone levels were too high, she got disqualified from a race.
No
and she was
way.
just completely natural too.
Dude, there was a Muay Thai fighter. She was a female, transitioned to a male, started doing Muay Thai kickboxing.
Oh, there's a movie called Beautiful Boxer. About
Yeah, I think it's about her, and she was beating the fuck out of everybody, dude. So it's like, you know,
Well, girl became a guy, or guy became a
yeah,
guy?
and she competed with men.
Oh,
He transitioned, competed with
Wow.
men, and then that was like the whole.
there's another one that it's a guy Thai boxer that used the fights to save up for a sex change operation.
Oh shit!
But so this one's a girl that
Transition to a guy,
and was beating up all the dudes.
beat up some motherfuckers.
You know what makes this hard for me? I'm trying to like actually find like an understanding for myself on like what it is I might be reacting to. But like you had put out as a good point, it's like there might be variables that like we have no idea, right?
Yeah,
like
of
maybe because on the one hand I think about like Celine and I'm like, not only if I were just from the outside, not only was she confident and bold and willing to step in and just be like, you know, I'm gonna take this fight, like it doesn't really matter. But there's also the I'm taking this, and that is, whether it's indirect or whatever, is also supporting the idea of transgender participation.
Yeah.
But then, in the same way that, like, when I think of like Jake Paul fighting against, honestly, fucking anyone.
Tyron Woodley. Oh.
Yeah, right. It's like who makes more money in the fight. Right, so like maybe there's even variables or a situation where like, you know, Celine steps into the ring or somebody's just like, hey, you can fight this transgender person. It's gonna be really, really great for marketing regardless of what happens, and you're gonna also get paid 10 times more.
Yeah.
Think of it like
Johnny Cage versus Goro.
Yes.
No, we were joking around even like pay to gay or whatever the term, gay for pay, right?
Yeah.
It's like it was like that time where it's like you might not be a gay porn star, but if you just jump into a gay role, you're gonna get paid like 10 times more.
Yeah.
So like there might be so many variables that compose the entirety of the industry, but like just from a social media or outside perspective, we're just seeing like superficial. Not superficial, like it's not important, but just the transgender conversations.
Yeah.
I do think the ultimate solution is what Joe proposed. Though.
Let everybody fight.
It's not just all genders in the same league.
He's 6 years old,
Yep.
72.
I would love it.
Anybody that wants to fight, come to the Agoge.
Fighting for the politics or the identity of things. It's literally just for the sport.
But then, for
That
instance,
6-year-old signed up to fight Hulk Hogan. He knew what he was getting into.
Yep. Let that fool fight.
yeah. But then the whole thing with Evander Holyfield, right? He fought recently. He fought an MMA fighter in boxing, Vitor Belfort. He got beat the shit out. He got beat up. But the fight was really scheduled in California. But the athletic commission was like, no,
You're too old.
this is not safe. There's so many fucking liabilities. We can't let you guys fight in the state of California.
So they moved to
So
Florida.
they moved it to Florida.
And Florida's like, we welcome you with open arms. Our crocodile mouths are open like this.
And if anybody dies, it's even better.
Yeah.
But that's also the beauty of having different states and choosing and moving things around.
Yeah.
There's always just a place for you.
Yeah, that's why it's so complicated.
Here's the Vegas ad again. Come on, bro.
There's always a place for you in America.
But at the same time with the Alana thing, it's just like, it's going to play out. Let it play out. You know, the people that are really upset about it, it's like, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, if people want to fight her, they can fight her. Go ahead. Let's see what happens.
What
And if
were,
people want to watch it,
yeah,
They're going to watch it.
So, hello.
The views. Let's be real. They need the views.
what were Celine's comments after the fight? Because I mean, it must have been pretty big that she lost, but
There was a lot of good sportsmanship. They were like hugging each other after the fight. It was like a good time.
Dude, imagine if LeBron transitioned and went to the WNBA. Holy fucking shit.
That might actually save the sport.
You know what I'm saying? Holy shit.
Or if they just made it all one league.
Well, there's a movie called Joanna Man. I thought that was a historical account of how they did it, but no.
Dude, Joanna Man's so good.
Juwan's a great movie.